Hello, welcome back once again to another video, and we're just going to get right into it. Make sure to like, leave a comment, subscribe. This is Stellaris Nemesis. Let's play. We're playing the Pegasus Empire and we're testing out the features of the game. And we're going to unpause. Now, in the last video I mentioned that we were going to be choosing one of these. I am going to go, I think, with World Shaper currently because of the whole resort world thing. Hopefully they haven't changed how that works in game. And I think that's the one I'm going to go with first. That's intriguing.
Situation log updated.
Which also reminds me I need to reactivate this. I typed in the wrong thing a while ago. So let's just rush through this. I currently have my keyboard set to something or another. Actually, I might just be able to type it in right now. My keyboard is set to a setting where it doesn't automatically type in the right thing the first time. We still haven't gotten through to them yet. As I mentioned, though, we are going to go with World Shaper. I'm going to continue fixing up our planet, though we still have 150 jobs available, so we won't be touching this one now. Move the game to fastest speed.
Anomaly found.
Research that, please. Interesting. Research that.
Updated. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
If you missed it in the last video,
Anomaly found.
the Tianki space whales also utilize the new espionage, well, not espionage, first contact protocol system.
We have established a new planetary base.
Which means you won't immediately know what they are and you have to send an envoy to find out.
Construction complete.
So do bear that in mind. The same goes for the Enclave. Currently we have this one here. Actually, I think while I'm here, I might as well get this. Goodbye. I mean, we have the credits. We're gonna build a space station there, and here.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete.
The Epsilon Menace appears, eager to establish communications with us. Having sent a large audio and visual transmission that appears to offer the key to translating their language. I feel like I read that wrong, but our experts are confident that we will be able to use this to learn to communicate with them soon. Of course, we will have to trust them that their offered translations are not misleading, and that we will be able to reliably interpret information presented from a surely vastly different experiential, I don't know, context. How naive of them. I forget because we're xenophobes. Oh, I can't say space friends. These alien scum. I suppose it's the right thing to say. Where are they though? So how exactly does this work? Is it it's currently in progress. I thought we had finished it. Huh. Okay. I assume that they're somewhere around here though, because as you can see, it says the Epsilon Menace is here, but our science ships aren't detecting any ships close by, and so I'm slightly concerned by that revelation. Oh, the game's fast. Because as you can see, we aren't detecting any space stations, any fleets, any inhabited planets. And so it's slightly worrying that the new first protocol system blocks you from not just seeing other empires and what they have, but actually blocks you from seeing their things, regardless of whether you're in the system or not. Because let's be fair,
System
even
survey
if I don't
complete.
know how big their empire is, I would like to think that we should be able to. Oh, actually, I think, I think maybe they came through the wormhole just like we did, which is why we can't see them now because they probably just came through, saw that we were here, and hurriedly rushed back through. So that may actually be why, because as you can see, this is what's happening right now. Zeta Menace. And we are going to issue an envoy here to find out more about
System
them.
survey complete.
Where are they heading? They're going to survey the system, I am assuming. Now, we could secure this system. I wish it paused this automatically. Our efforts to decipher the signals picked up from the Epsilon Menace have paid off, and we have finally made a breakthrough. While our mastery of their language may not be complete, we have managed to identify them as the American Confederation and are now able to communicate with them should we ever feel the need on screen.
An alien empire wishes to communicate.
I am authorized to offer you cordial greetings from the Imari Confederation. We have built a peaceful system of government that operates under the supervision of a council led by Coordinator Lintila. May our two nations know nothing but peace. Ah, you're fanatic pacifists, Federation builders too. Huh. Greetings to you and your odd, odd king. Keep to yourselves, aliens. We shall properly greet you in battle. We don't have any reason. I would assume they're nowhere near us. Greetings to you. It seems like they're on a Gaia world too, and we have established communications. Now, we still have no idea where they are, you know? And so, this really does make things interesting because usually, actually, let me unpause the game and see if that's why. Ah, that was why. So they are right here. Huh. And
Anomaly found.
they have closed borders. Ah, because we have closed borders to them. We don't really have a reason to close our borders to them at the moment. Fascinating. A pacifist nation has a warlike ruler. There's something you don't see every day. We're going to continue expanding, though, because that's the most important thing right now.
Construction complete.
And see, they have reopened their
Construction
borders to us.
complete.
if it could somehow be stabilized. We already know how to stabilize those things. What are you talking about?
Construction complete.
Explore wormhole.
Anomaly found.
Research. Where does it go? Huh. Ah, we can do this. So I can finally test this because their ship is within the system. Following the sighting of unidentified spacecraft in the Rixim system, all forces in the vicinity. Ah, that's the same thing as prior. So we can try this. Let's nab some of them for closer investigation. So I'm going to try that now because, as I mentioned earlier, we want to test all the different things. Now, before we continue, I have a feeling that there should be something that causes it to pause. Yeah, see, event pop-ups are set to auto-pause, but the game isn't auto-pausing. Let me just apply. That's a bit odd. This one auto-paused. We have made first contact. Ah, they are... Hold up. Why do I feel like they're right here? Because one of our science ships quite literally just headed north. And immediately... Hold up. I hope y'all are way over here. But then you're a caretaker, so you should be fine. Yeah, they care little for diplomatic maneuvering, really. Greetings. We don't really have a reason to be aggressive towards them either, but I am slightly concerned. They're all the way up here, though. That's the Fallen Empire. I'd assume that their system expands in that general direction. There is a Theta Menace here, apparently. We will deploy an envoy there. Our efforts to capture the exploratory vessel of the Zetan have ended in failure. Unfortunately, they managed to elude our capture attempt and escape the system before we could disable their ship. This bodes ill for the future. Not only do we face an uphill struggle to find out more about them, but they will surely consider this to be a hostile act on our part. We must redouble our efforts to translate their language. I should
Anomaly
have
found.
sent a military vessel. I'm assuming that you would need a military vessel to do that. So maybe if we come across another person hostile, these aliens are taking a hostile stance. Tread with caution. That's generally speaking because of what I just did. No doubt. We are going to go with expansion next. Now back to our empire and
Anomaly found.
I'm still slightly concerned that the game isn't pausing. Like I think it's really something that should be added. Let's see. And you can't really set it for any specific thing, really, so we can't do anything about it. So we'll have to pause it manually. We have discovered a new life form in Lastos. Although calling it a life form may be incorrect, the entities appear to be fully automated mechanical drones built exclusively for some unknown industrial purpose. Observations will continue, but since it's likely that these machines are programmed with defensive protocols, it would be prudent to tread lightly. Yeah, proceed with caution. You really have a
System
problem with
survey
that right
complete.
now, though. We want to remain in our
Construction complete.
own systems for now. We're gonna go with hangar bays as
Construction
usual.
complete.
Trade hub is fine. gonna build a Titan
Construction
and a
complete.
Colossus. Transit hub, this is new. We'll come back to that shortly. Let's see what this is saying. Reports of the deep space drones previously encountered have been investigated closer. The drones appear to be the workers and custodians of an autonomous orbital mining operation established millennia ago and then soon abandoned by all but the drones themselves, judging by the state of the processing equipment. Ah, so
An
they're just the
alien
mining drone
empire
thingy.
wishes to communicate.
That's fine, that's fine. Unpause the game, man. Ah, where was I? Yes. So this is new. Transit hub. And it seems that its only purpose really is to handle automatic resettlement. But I'm not certain. Because that's all it adds, no? Or refers to this. Oh! They're the Pusjak Sacred Council. So we have met two empires that we have pre-built so far. That's not bad. On
An
screen, please.
alien empire wishes to
Why such
communicate.
hostility, Pegasus? We mean you no harm. Well, we can't say this, as we have already acted with hostility towards the Pusjak Sacred Council. We can dispense with the pleasantries. We shall properly greet you in battle, eh? Keep to yourselves, alien. I don't know. Do we want to go to war with them? Maybe, but no, it wouldn't be right now, of course. So keep to yourselves, aliens. I'm gonna choose that option. Then the next one, perhaps, we'll choose the Avatar. Mount
Situation
Graveyard
log
Expedition.
updated.
And I know many are thinking, why aren't you? 1 second. Let's get that. I know many of you are thinking, why aren't you
Construction complete.
doing all of your, what's it called, special projects? It's really and truly because I want to explore as much of my sector as possible. Ooh, they're right there. Well, war is inevitable. That's for sure. So we are currently aware of. How strange. No, as for. So we're aware at least one empire is right here, and we have another right here, and we are currently situated in between. So, from what I can tell so far, well, we don't know much about them. So they could really have expanded to encompass all of this and we wouldn't know. But from what we understand about them in particular, the Imari, they're certainly small. We have identified two additional.
System survey complete.
Send an envoy there. Send an envoy there. And it seems we're locating all of the empires around this area, at least. So maybe those are marauders, or maybe those are other fallen empires. If that's another fallen empire, then this
Special project complete.
nation that's trying to be pacifist is screwed. Because they would be wedged directly between two fallen empires. Us not so much, because we can always expand to the south if needs be. And by the time we get to them, we should be strong enough to deal with them. Hopefully, you know. Build a starbase.
Construction complete.
Build mining stations.
Construction complete.
As for why we're not expanding over here, particularly securing this system which has a gateway that leads straight to our home and apparently to theirs as well.
System survey complete.
Dismiss that first as glorified asteroids.
System survey
Okay,
complete.
I suppose. Envoy Estelle Reeves is still working to confirm the hypothesis that the irregularity we had designated as Ictamenis is in fact a living organism. While it seems to be made up of a cluster of random stardust, it is demonstrably able to propel itself across the void and shows basic signs of independent agency. Our researchers are perplexed by the phenomenon under working. I don't know what that is. Maybe the Stellar Devourer? I don't know. Space amoebas. The rift closed. That's
System
nice.
survey complete.
The creature displays aggressive behavior towards Pegasus ships, but further study might be warranted. Easy prey or fascinating creatures. Easy
An
prey.
alien empire wishes to communicate.
I'd say easy prey. Void Cloud, let us watch, but not interfere. Situation log, cloud study research, drones as well research. We have all of those extra things. Trillian truly tells me remarkable.
Situation log updated.
I want you to research that.
Anomaly found.
Research. And then after you finish researching that, I want you to also research that. Then I want you to come here and survey that system. Then you can go about doing whatever you want to do. In the meantime, we're going to get our construction ship to build additional star bases.
Construction complete.
And mining stations.
Construction complete.
Oh, I only just realized that we're losing food. I knew we were losing minerals, but food, that's going to be an issue. Especially since we are going to be aiming to turn this also into an ecumenopoly. Though I suppose we could add robots to this planet to ensure that Pop's growth is increased. So we're gonna do that actually. Continental ocean. So we're gonna go with this world next. Remarkable. Where is it? Continental, colonize, Pegasus. We could just call it Nova. That was one of the names that came up. Terra Nova, but just call it Nova instead. And we're gonna have a colony ship do that. I feel like despite the advances advantages I gave a lot of these empires, they are progressing a lot slower than I am, I think, and that's a bit worrying. Slavaton a job. Yeah, I know it can support the construction of additional buildings, but I don't want to build additional buildings right now.
Construction complete.
What year is it?
Construction complete.
2206. And we are
Construction
expecting
complete.
the earliest for the mid-game crisis to come at
Construction complete.
2225. That was the setting, right?
Construction complete.
In which case, I think the galaxy at large still has more than
System
enough
survey
time
complete.
to get ready for that. No? Especially with all of the advancements I gave them. Wow, they are tiny. How do I even know this much information about them? We have nothing. We haven't built any spy networks or anything. They have an equivalent technology level. Their economy is pathetic, of course, because we have built a Dyson Sphere so far. Could build a spy network to figure out what their fleet is like, but given their economy is a lot
Special
worse than ours,
project complete.
I would assume that their fleet
The
power is a lot
conquest of a
less.
new world has begun.
No, Nova is a colonial as well.
System survey
Overwhelming,
complete.
equivalent, and this would also be overwhelming, I'm assuming. I wonder how we would figure out what they have though, since we can't set up spy networks. It doesn't seem. Maybe we'd have to go close to them? I'm not certain. Intel 30. We only have second hand intel on their diplomatic pacts. They are target of casus belli from Fuzjak, Sacred Council. I could guarantee their independence. Huh?
Anomaly found.
Yeah, I'm slightly curious because I certainly don't have yes men on, or else this would also be checked green. But listen, let's see. Since we do not have enough intel, we can only speculate as to their reasons for holding this opinion of us. Yeah, I know they're pacifists, but this is a bit much, don't you think? Especially given the distance between our empires. Though technically we're only a gateway and what, 3, 4 jumps away? We could establish an embassy. I
Anomaly found.
suppose. I suppose we can do that to test the thing, how it works. As I guess. I don't know if that's new or not. I've never seen it, but then I've never really played diplomatically. So who knows? The crew we assigned to work the odd faction has disappeared. We could send a new workforce to take their place, or we could raise the facility to the ground. A pop has gone missing on Myram, but wasn't there only one pop on this planet? Unless that was the maybe the other one made it in time. I'm not certain. That's sad though. Hmm, I don't like that.
Anomaly found.
We have successfully established an embassy. That your government is willing to invest so much into fostering goodwill between our nations bodes well for the future. Of course it does. You're not a threat to us. And you're not hideous to look at like certain people. You're almost human like. Or I guess I should say Pegasus like. We're not humans, we're Pegasons. But we are humanoid and they are humanoid, so the crew is alive but not well, influenced by some sort of brain parasite. With the help of our scientists, we could let them perish. I guess. Help them.
Alien Empire wishes to communicate. Ha!
This is new. Greetings from the nation of Turiab, Chancellor Puglish, or is our. Why can't I talk? Is our elected representative, but in truth, all citizens have a voice in our government. We strive to better ourselves through technology, a desire we hope you will respect. Greetings to you and your kin. We will fight for a right to exist. Ultor, we shall properly greet you in battle. I'm guessing this is one of the things that the game added, because I didn't create them. And they aren't really, in my opinion, and the opinions of the imperial citizens of the Pegasus Empire. This is a very hideous to look at creature, you know? This is the kill on sight thing. We should properly greet you in battle, I think. I think that's what we're gonna go with here. I did say we're gonna choose that with the next empire regardless, so there's me keeping my word. Where are they, though? All the way down here, apparently. Interesting. Oh, very interesting. And we, of course, know nothing about them other than that their capital is there.
Situation log updated.
But it does pose a very interesting question. Where is everyone else? So we have one empire here, and they're roughly the same distance from us. We haven't expanded in this region, so we don't know if there's anyone here. There's a fallen empire there, and there's another thing here. So, and they're roughly the same distance. So it seems people were pretty evenly spread out across the galaxy. So based off of this conclusion, I can assume that there is another empire about here, another empire about here, another empire about here, another empire somewhere in here, and another empire somewhere in here, I would assume. Empire sprawl. But yeah, we can't really do anything about it right now because the buildings are there. They just aren't being utilized at the moment because we don't have enough pops. So we could add another one, but yeah, it wouldn't do anything. So we have to wait. In the meantime, let's see what we can do. No options there. I guess this would be good for here. Wait, what did... Oh, because I saw it again, I was wondering what I was talking about. Create thrall world. No, that's not what we're going to be doing here. Resort World is what we would be looking for, but not for Myram.
Project complete.
Fascinating. Easy prey. I'll say easy prey. Of course, gonna have our construction ship.
Complete.
Head north.
Construction complete.
Ooh, so this is a dead end.
Project complete.
So there is
System survey complete.
no real reason to expand too far here
Project
in this
complete.
direction. Cloud Destroyer, they will not. Humbling! They will not stand in our way. Which means, actually, we're gonna have these fellows return this direction. Alright, you research that project first. After you have dealt with. Oh, actually, wait. Oh, there are two different. Oh, because I was wondering.
System survey complete.
What's this about? No, you continue about your business afterwards. I want you to research that and then head back in this direction. And I want you to survey. I clicked off of it. Oh, we actually have a ship not doing anything. Why? Not sure. Okay, survey that please. And that. Then go about your business. In the meanwhile, we also want this ship to research that and then head in this general direction. Then this ship can finish investigating that and head up here, surveying those. Then I want you to go back through that area and head on over here, survey that system. Then you can continue on your. This is the Tianke home system. Yeah, right here, Tiana Vec. Such graphical details are not suitable for my kind of compute. As you can see, zooming in, the game in and of itself is still moving at the same speed, but you can see that in order to move at a acceptable rate, we have to zoom out. Zoom in, it's not so acceptable, I guess is the right word. Surgical terraforming strike. Of course, we can always choose to terraform it using existing technologies at a later date. Yeah, you have your 200 credits. Though we can terraform it on our own. Excellent. Pause. Kindly research that project, please. Alright, then you can do that. Let's see if it's successful. Hey, she's successful. Arid world. Marvelous. Which as I saw the ship, I haven't actually even looked at the ship designs. So let's slow the game down. And let's see. So this is the science ship. They've entered into a defensive pact with the American Federation. That's pretty interesting. What does the construction ship look like? This is also interesting. Not bad, not bad at all. I like it, I like it. Then we'll look at the fleet. We'll be able to see, oh, this is the Corvette fleet. Border Patrol. Ooh, these Corvettes are pretty nice as well. It's kind of a mixture of the... It's almost like the humanoid ships in terms of the top-down shape, but then yeah, the exiles will come back into the fold. You know, we Pegasans are not averse to our own. Let's get these boys away from the star so that the star isn't this. Still a bit too close, I suppose. Yeah, the star isn't making a whole ton of noise in the background here. Oh, it was the ships that were making that sound. Okay. But these are the ship models. And let me just quickly swap to this view. And we can see them. Not bad. Not bad at all. What do you say? I'm liking the
System
look.
survey complete.
I wonder what the battleships look like though. Kindly step away. While it's doing that, actually, we can take a look at the Citadel. Ooh, actually, this is pretty different. So you can see the ion cannons look very drastically different from what I'm used to with the mammalian one. Let's quickly assign an envoy. That looks like the humans actually. But yeah, I must say, I'm pretty impressed. This is quite the design. Now, the one problem I've always had with Stellaris is how it deals with ships. Now, I'm going to have to zoom in for this. I am going to have to mute the game, kind of. Apply. It sounds weird without the audio. And this is the one problem I've always had with Stellaris. This right here where it doesn't scale the ships correctly, I would argue. So these are destroyers, right? These are battleships. Somewhere in this myth. Oh wait, hold on. I think this is actually a cruiser. Wait a minute. That is a battleship. So this is a yeah, these are cruisers. So this right here, despite it saying it's a battleship, it's a cruiser because it's on top of it. And as you can see, if I go over to this one, it identifies this thing as a cruiser, and this is the exact same thing. The battleship is actually underneath it. And as you can see, if we move the battleship from being there and we point on this on its own, it's a cruiser. Now, before I go into what I was actually referring to, the battleships are questionable. It's a questionable design, but it's a it's definitely unique. Like, I can tell you that much. Like, in comparison to the rest of these, like, this would almost look like one of the shapes of, I guess I'd have to get a cruiser by itself to really showcase this. But this would almost look like one of the ships from Halo then. And so would these, really and truly. But then the battleships, they're like in a class of their own, you know? Like, I guess maybe from, what is it, Warhammer? Is it Warhammer? The thing with the Imperium of Man. I think this might be more looking at those designs, and in truth, you could argue that these also are taking some inspiration from that, really. But I could also see, especially like this would be like the Forward Unto Dawn ship from Halo, with a few alterations, like the guns are on the top. This one right here would be the massive cannon, you know, at the front, but eh, or was it Infinity? It's been a while. But yeah, I can see it's definitely different. I wouldn't have chosen personally this design for the battleship because the battleship really, it looks like it's not a ship. I guess that would be the best way to describe it. But it's there, you can get used to it. Now, back to what I was saying. The problem I have with all of this is how Stellaris scales the ships. Now, if these ships were more aligned to what they should look like in terms of scaling, the ships would actually be better spaced. Because as you can see right now, let me use this so I can do this perfect. They aren't really spaced. And you will even have at times some ships clipping into some others, like the battleship is clipping into the cruiser right here. Let me move. As you can see right here, it's really clipping into it. And then you will end up with also situations where, like, I'm pointing at this ship and it's showing me, it's saying that it's the destroyer that's all the way over here when really and truly it's a cruiser. And you see it's having a hard time identifying what I'm actually pointing at. And that's because they aren't spaced properly, and they can't really be spaced properly because of the actual size that these models are. Now there is a mod, I don't remember the name of the mod, but it rescales the ships to the size that they should be, or at least a more suitable size. And I absolutely recommend that mod. Like, the game is playable without it, but the difference between how the game looks in terms of the fleets and how they space out and how the fleets work in battle and all that is night and day with that mod. Night and day. And so I absolutely recommend it. I will leave a link to it in the description down below or in a pinned comment somewhere. It's a must have. Now do bear in mind, I don't remember if it disables achievements. It might disable achievements, so that's something to consider. If you're going after achievements, you might not want to play with that mod in particular. But you would also have to wait for it to update regardless. So there's that. But anyways, we are going to, I think, leave it off right here at the 50-minute mark. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I am your host, Devi, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.